What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of No Plot, All Filler. As you can see, Kevin's not here with us today. He has a big boy job, and that's what he's doing right now. We're out here influencing, and he's out there helping people buy TVs. So we are going to... No, hey, we used to work together. That's how we met. So it's fine. Anyways, we're all going to be getting into... So we talked about My Hero last week and how the new episode is coming out. We did not inform you guys that we filmed the episode prior to the episode coming out, but the episode released after the episode came out. So we're not going to talk about the episode that we watched, how excited we are about the season, what we liked about the episode, and then we're also going to get into Demon Slayer because that is coming out this weekend. So two top tier animes coming out back to back.
Yeah, this weekend, but you will see this video after.
You'll see exactly. So then we'll probably do a conversation on that episode as well. So without further ado, what did you guys think about the most recent or the season premiere of My Hero Academia?
Let me just say it didn't disappoint.
It
didn't disappoint to me at all. Like Star and Stripe come out of nowhere.
The first thing you said to me when you saw me was like, bro, My Hero, you didn't watch all My Hero? Star and Stripe is gold, bro.
Dude, her quirk is broken. Like, it might be one of the best quirks in the entire show.
No, so Isaac, can you explain what that quirk is to the people? Like, what it is, her ability is, what she does? Okay, for anyone that watches this podcast, does Isaac not know everything about all the animes? Is it him or Kev? Like, me and Austin, we watch it all and we consume it all, but I feel like they're like, we're anime nerds. But am I wrong on this?
No, I think they know more of the details, whereas like I can tell you the whole storyline.
Exactly.
Like
the little random like they're
just like the episode you watched like last week.
I think I could describe her quirk still, but
that's not,
take it.
I was just trying to. I'm out here respecting his anime knowledge, and he's taking it as a diss. It's crazy.
Anyways, Stars and Stripes, her ability is so broken. Like they were talking about.
He knows it.
Like, no, okay.
Come on now.
I'm sorry.
Shigaraki's like, I know what your quirk is. Whoever touches whoever first wins, right? And then Stars and Stripes, we're seeing her like Shigaraki shooting lasers at her, and she's like pushing it away. And it's like, what in the world is her ability? And then she punches him, and then she's like, I got you. And essentially, her ability is like anything she touches, she can give it an order. And there's like limits to it. If it's inanimate objects or non-living objects, then she can pretty much do whatever to it. But if it's something that's living, there's limits to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw in the episode, like it said, anyone that's within 100 meters of this air, it will no longer exist. And Shigaraki couldn't breathe, which was crazy. Seeing that happen,
that's like, wait, wild.
What? It was crazy. And then she said, which honestly, this whole thing pisses me off. But then she actually touches Shigaraki and says, Tomura Shigaraki, his heart will stop.
If he moves or something, yeah.
Spot, right? If he moves in the spot, his heart will stop.
Then All For One coming out.
The stupid cop out of he doesn't know whether he's Shigaraki or Tomura or All For One. It was like, oh well, I guess it doesn't matter if I move because I don't know what I am. Because it would have been over right there. But obviously he's like the main antagonist, so you can't.
I was gonna say,
but I was just like,
but it was valid though because of everything that All For One's been doing to Shigaraki from the get go. Yeah, it's annoying. It was a calculated narrative step. It's like, okay, we're gonna bring in this girl who's seemingly broken. There's nothing that can be done. Like if she says something like that, it's like game over. But then they had already built up all this time from last season, because last season started with everyone with Shigaraki going ham on everyone and like him being like not 100% completed, but like pretty much all the way being completed. Already having that coming together with All For One type thing. So this is like the season premiere of the next season. It's like, okay, I understand that the confusion makes sense and the uncertainty. It is just unfortunate that.
Well, just to elaborate, I think a little bit on like her power. I feel like it makes perfect sense because it's like if it's an inanimate object or like a pet, it's what she thinks. Whereas like if it's to someone like
who has a will,
exactly, then it's like what they
which
think.
Is annoying.
So it's like it does make sense. It's just like you
that
said,
pisses me off.
It's like the exact kryptonite,
but also
to her power.
One thing I will say with it being a cop out for like, if I was gonna agree, it would be the fact that he is Tomura Shigaraki, regardless of whether or not he is confused on it. Right? So like he is Tomura Shigaraki, and because I don't think him and All For One are actually like combined, are they?
Even if they were combined totally mentally, his body is Shigaraki. So I feel like
that too.
Even if it's like I could be Shigaraki, I could be All For One, you still are Shigaraki.
But isn't but the way they explained it, it's his perception.
Yeah, right.
That does it. So
that's
like,
what they said.
yeah,
What if he
so
said
it does?
Living objects, then it's like
What if he
It's their
said?
perception.
What if he said? What if she said Tomoru Shigaraki's body cannot move?
She didn't say that.
If she had said that, do
I
you
don't know.
think it would have been
Yeah,
like
I
this?
don't know.
Or what if he said it could have been the same thing? Like, I don't know whose body this is. I wasn't born with this power and this strength. And
I
all.
think
Like,
it's
what if
literally.
he said?
I feel like it's just entirely on his perception. Like,
Because this
yeah.
body doesn't belong to whatever. It's something.
Yeah.
All we know is
You ain't
Shigaraki-
winning Star and Stripe
Shigaraki
upstairs. She
would have
might.
died in that moment. But she came in crazy, and I love seeing how Japan thinks of Americans. It's like awesome to see.
I love it, man.
This,
Dude, and they're coming in with their
built,
weapons and
like-
stuff too. Like coming in with their.
American flag on her, like.
Yo, they love America more than America, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
was crazy.
It was so cool to see. Like Stars and Stripes in full display was cool. But then also I think it was really cool seeing like Midoriya back home and like him just saying the simple like, "When's the last time I washed my laundry?" Seeing him back home with his family, like
Coming back out
like,
to like the crew.
It's
yeah,
been
from
rough.
last
Yeah.
season, bro's like, "I have to do this alone," and bro's like, "Is he a hero?" The civilians were like, "Is he a hero or a villain? I can't tell."
Yeah.
But like seeing him fully accepted, living in the community was just so cool to see.
Well, he needed that
You needed it.
because he was going through it last season, and then even on a throwback to last season though, the disrespect those people with civilians were having. How selfish are you? We talked about this last episode, but like, how dare you sit there and like get mad at these heroes that are risking their lives for you, and then when this guy is literally, as he was out there risking his life for you, in the trenches, struggling, like because he to protect you, you're gonna say no, he can't be here. This is his school. Go home.
It's like,
Right.
Go home. Oh wait, no, you want to be safe? So does he, Dumbo? Like, I'm sorry.
100%.
It makes me so
100%.
mad.
Civilians make me mad, especially in One Punch Man. That one dude after Saitama beats.
I don't
the dude
know.
from the scene. Wow.
No. I couldn't stand that guy. I was like, bro, we all know what he did.
I will say they knew that Shigaraki won.
Okay.
So like everyone knows he has one for all now. So it's like if he's here, it's a threat to us because Shigaraki, no matter what, or All for One,
They're just all being
will
selfish.
attack. It is selfish.
Yeah.
But like think about it being in their position as a civilian. Like just you're not a powerhouse. Like
Selfish
UA
and
person.
self-preservation.
But if you're thinking like, okay, someone wants this dude's ability, and if it gets it, like it's over for everyone. Essentially.
Yeah.
But like, if he's here, I'm for sure gonna die sooner than I would.
Yeah.
if
Like
it
I said,
was-
it's selfish, but also
it's-
self-preservation.
I disagree.
Or why do they want this power? Because it's so powerful. So why would you not want the greatest defender in the world to be there and letting him be able to eat and drink and be refreshed and be trained and be like safe around his people? Like that.
More
Wouldn't
protection
you
on
rather have the strongest person in the universe at where you're staying against the strongest opposition?
Yeah, with the
That's
world
a
in
lot.
shambles.
Okay, but first of all, they didn't know Shigaraki was gonna be what he was. Like a lot of
No, I'm talking about after the first attack.
no, what I'm
That's
saying,
when
they
like,
went in blind though. They didn't know Shigaraki was like that.
But
Now
they're
they
looking at the
have an
world.
understanding of his power. Now
Oh,
they can
yeah.
calculate. Like this time around, I'm like, okay. So I don't want you here, but since you are the strongest person ever, I'm gonna need you to save me. Like, and he'll do it.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm
It's
sorry.
100%
I don't know.
selfish.
But like, I would feel
think
more
we
safe
can
with him there.
understand-
They're gonna if they take him out, I'm next anyway. So why not let him be there to protect us? I don't know.
Everyone wants to live as long as possible.
But you're not-
even if it's minutes. That's just how people
Yeah,
are.
it's self-preservation.
It's 100% self-preservation.
You'll die. You'll die faster because they'll think he's there anyway, and they'll blow up the place.
I think if it were me personally right now, I probably would still be like, okay, let's accept the dude in here because the better off he is, the better off we are. If he is this like potential All Might, the only one that can stop us,
Right.
but
He's the
obviously
power
in
of All
back-
Might.
In the back of my mind, I would still 100% be thinking, at the villains, like their objective is to get him. So,
Well,
like,
and you look
he's
at the rest
here,
of the city, and it's in
then-
shambles, and it's because of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
So it's like if
Exactly.
they,
they are going to want to come no
Yeah.
matter what. If he's over somewhere else, a different country, they're going to attack him. Like I would think, why can't he just go somewhere else? Why
right?
can't he go to some island
Yeah.
so we feel safer? I understand that thought process.
You're not safer though.
I
I
can.
mean, if
Why-
their-
you're
he's
not-
just,
if
he's
their
just putting
objective
himself
is
in the
to
shoes.
capture
I
them-
understand it a
If
little
their
bit.
objective is to capture Shigaraki's objective is to capture One for All, then like, and I know that, then it's like, yeah, go somewhere else.
That's not.
I
But
get
that,
it.
but that's not all One for All is trying to do.
All
And
for One, no, I mean, no, I said One for All. All for One.
what's All for All try to do is try to take over everything.
We know that, but the civilians don't know everything.
At this point, you know what supervillain's trying to do. You live in a world of heroes. You know what they're trying to do. You know what he's gonna do. You know what they've been doing.
I think in a traumatizing,
especially with One for All, or with All for One specifically, he's already faced All Might. You know, you do know this.
I'm just saying,
no.
In a traumatizing situation where I'm sure a bunch of loved ones.
No, I'm sorry. I'm giving you nothing. I'm giving none of these civilians anything. Nope, you don't get anything. You get no leeway with me. Absolutely not. He should be there. That's where I'm at.
I mean, yeah, you do what you want.
100%.
I just think
I sure can.
I can agree with you, but I also see where Isaac is coming from.
I 100%.
I know, but I hate people like that, so I don't want to give them any like. It's not. That's selfish.
All right.
So,
no, it is selfish. They're not gonna say
that doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense because they'll go through. UA is literally where he went to school.
Logically and traumatizing.
But it's not even right. It's not logical though, because even if he wasn't there, they would think he might be. So then they're gonna go rampage through that place anyway. If he was in a different country, and guess who can't? Guess who can't? Okay, I don't. Guess who can't protect you now? The one person who potentially can. I don't care. That's literally what would help you the most.
You're 100% right. No one's disagreeing with.
No,
one's disagreeing with that.
Right. Hard, like trying to put yourself in.
I'm sorry. If I'm in this situation, I'm trying to do self-preservation. Oh, he's the strongest. Stay here, protect me.
But they also don't know for sure that he's the strongest.
They know that he has the first. If you're told he has the power of All Might, the person who's been the beacon of hope, the symbol of peace throughout for years upon years upon years.
He's a kid. So
you have a
trust him
but
fully.
you know he has it. So it's just
But they've seen like
I would feel more secure in knowing that this guy has it.
Hawks. They've seen all these people like they've seen them all
do
their deeds.
They've seen them all lose. Everyone lost, even Midoriya.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, but he's some kid.
Well, they didn't see them lose. They're only the heroes. We just know they lost.
We know the hero side lost.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're putting all your faith and trust into this kid too. Like he's like a 14.
But did they lose though? They technically didn't lose. It just Shigaraki had to leave.
They had a lot of losses.
Midnight, RIP.
And after cities were destroyed, they had to go into
civilians lost. Civilians lost. The heroes, the heroes lived except for Midnight to go another day. The civilians were gone, man.
So all of that to say,
oh yeah,
that's before, but yeah.
But I'm just saying, there's another one.
No, we love Sir Night.
Yeah.
But okay, so all of that, seeing him accepted finally after like Uraraku's
right. We went into that tangent for a minute, but that was good to see.
Yeah, seeing him accepted, like after going through everything he went through, because he is still like a teenage boy with the weight of the world in his shoulders.
Right, that's a crazy
thing. Stop him, then the world loses.
Yeah,
and that's the reason Stars tried went because he's over here like this guy is more of a threat, like a threat to All Might, my predecessor, my like hero.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's cool to see her backstory too, like a little glimpse of it of who like her seeing him heal or not heal, save.
Stop them. Yeah, I'm gonna go and try to figure out who this is, and then like through the fight, she's like, this dude is a real threat to the entire world. Like, seeing
not just Japan, the world.
Yeah, seeing that Midoriya had to fight that and had that weight on him, like wanted to be alone. For the same reasons that the civilians wanted him not to be there, because he understood that was like from him, it's like I don't want to put anyone in danger. They're like I don't want to be put in danger, so he's alone. But seeing him accepted and like just living normal life was just I feel like it was needed. It was so good seeing that like 100%. That episode, like it was so good.
Like I said,
like My Hero is so back.
Yeah, for the first episode of the season, it checked every box. Yeah. You get to see Midoriya come back. You get to see this crazy new superpower that's going to be, I'm sure, around the whole season. Like, I feel like she's kind of like stepping into the All Might role a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, she's
like
the All Might of America. So
yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, she's going to come in and be like this kind of a mentor-ish type person, like crazy.
Excited to see what happens.
The fact that Shigaraki pulled up, like, didn't even let her land.
Well,
just pulled up.
Her reaction to it, too. She's like, you're coming up here and beating me like that? Like, with this whole, like, he's got to be something if he's just willing to.
The character development with that dude, or should I say, the power development, because his character development is like we learn a little bit more about his backstory and where it came from, how he got psycho,
he got stronger,
how he became psycho, or whatever. No, but
when your hair gets bigger, you get stronger.
The level up of power, like if he even like tried to look in her direction in season 1, like he was squashed in like 2 seconds.
I mean,
this is interesting seeing.
Yeah, from the first time you see him, He's a bug.
With
Like,
a
he's
freaking
literally nothing.
hand on his face, trying to
Oh.
act threatening, bro. But you have to touch me to like cut my arm or to like
With all
dissolve
5 fingers.
dissolve my
Yeah.
arm. Like, bro, you're nothing.
Yeah.
But
to this point, we just
now it's like, whoa.
lasers and
No.
like
I feel like even with
whatever he's
just
doing
his
and, like-
power involved, he could have been a broken villain. Even without.
Yeah, he didn't need all that. He didn't, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, regeneration is the most stupid one. Like, if he didn't have that.
Or if he had decay and regeneration, it would just like if you did nothing else.
He gets
It's
he gets
over
how
because
many-
he can decay miles ahead. It seems
The
like.
city he destroyed in an
Yeah,
instant.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got how many lasers from those jets just like pounding.
Well,
him? He's
decay
just
does the
like,
most damage too. Like
whatever.
we see all these, we talk about all these other quirks that he's got, but like decay's the one that's done the most damage. Decay's the one that Aizawa like needed to stop, and like decay's the one that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's just what can you do if he can just sit there and disassemble or was it disassemble the word? Disassemble everything like just within
Like,
with the
everything.
thought.
Yeah.
Like it's not broken.
Yeah.
But the first episode was definitely really good, and I definitely want to see more with Stars and Stripes. I've read the manga, so I know how the way things go. But I definitely, it's cool to see it animated. Like when she grabbed that when what did they shoot? Was that lasers that they shot and she caught it with the air version of her or whatever that was? That was-
Adventure, but when we see her summon a stand, I was like, wait, what's happening? Yeah,
When she caught that thing and then like stabbed him.
When he,
Yeah.
I love how Shigaraki can't see it either. He's just like, I know, like something's there.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
oh,
which is also annoying too. Like, why are you so strong, bro? Why are you so powerful? That like, why are your senses so heightened that you didn't see it, but you knew something was coming. You felt this power. I'm like, screw you. You know, it's supposed to throw you off guard. Now you knowing there's something going on. Hold on.
I just love
What
that.
is
I
this?
did love it. Though.
What
He's
is
just like,
this?
I can feel it.
No,
But he
I
can't-
know,
and you just see it. I'm
I
like, it's just like this-
no,
It's
I know.
looking like
irritating
Zeus
that,
out
like,
here with a lightning bolt. Just like,
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Look,
It's
Zeus.
irritating
Mhm.
that we had to see Deku like struggle to gain his power and to become who he is. Shigaraki had all of that handed to him within like a few month period of him just sitting in the chamber.
I know. That's one.
cooking
Well,
in
that's
the
what annoyed. Yes, what annoyed me about that also is like he had a power up. Like when all the villains, his whole group of people all had this power up. I was like, okay, it's cool. They're finally becoming something sweet. He's actually going to be a threat. And they could have done the whole thing that we were just talking about with the decay thing. Not even regeneration, just decaying anything that comes within his path and them having to find a way to like navigate around that. That would have been so cool to see him be broken and become like the new, not all for one by having his abilities, but all for one by being like this new menace to society that's so broken that no one can stop him. And they need Deku to do it. But giving him all the powers does make it seem like it wasn't earned. Even though, like, not that villains are villains, so they don't care. They'll do things to cheat and like cut corners, but it's just like, so you're not broken though. Like I always think All for One is the one who's broken, not you. Like you have his abilities because he gave them to you, and he's trying to control you even through it. It seems so. I don't know, but I mean, it's still entertaining to watch for sure, and it's cool to see like his like. Almost seems like he's struggling a little bit when every time it goes back to the flashbacks of his like childhood. It's like
Even just the simple fact
The
that
glimpses.
we found out like All for One gave him the decay ability to begin with.
Yeah.
So we figured that out in the anime. Like there's gonna be deepness to this as we watch this.
because he accidentally killed all those
I feel
people
like
in
we
his
saw
family.
his backstory,
Yeah.
but like we're
When he
going
kills his
to
family at
see-
the
end.
I think we're gonna see more. We're gonna see more of like him and his struggle. The fact that Midoriya's over here, like I see a little boy in him that's like wanting to escape.
Mhm.
Like all of that stuff, you're gonna like. He's an annoying villain that was handed all these stupid abilities to be a villain. But I also feel like we're gonna see potentially a change, maybe in Shigaraki, maybe
He just becomes a hero.
I don't know, because, and like maybe All for One, like he decides to switch up and like I don't want to do this, and then All for One fully takes over. I don't know. We're gonna see development in Shigaraki. I feel.
I already like him as a villain way more. Like he's just his progression of like his more calm demeanor and stuff just makes him more of a like hard villain. To me.
threat?
Yeah. Whereas like before he was just that whiny like
Yeah.
everybody, you know what I
He's
mean?
so
He
annoying.
was so annoying, but now like him standing there just meeting him like confident, it's like that's what a
I'd be
villain
confident
is.
too.
That's a
about-
villain I can actually like.
I'd be confident too if I was turning to Superman.
Right.
Real talk.
Yeah, yo.
I get it. I'm just saying I can respect a villain like that. Whereas like when he first came on with this, like you said, a stupid hand on
Yeah.
his face, I'm like, no,
No, I
like,
know.
you're not it.
If Shigaraki, if I didn't know like All for One gave him this ability, like meaning he's like wanted him to become this evil villain. If I didn't know that was the case, he'd be a terrible villain. Just an annoying brat who just hates people just to hate.
Yeah.
Like, what do I want for
The
society?
grooming is
For it to
crazy.
evolve. The fact that he was groomed into this adds layers
Yeah.
to him as a character.
It makes it a little. It makes it better.
And it
yeah.
makes him a better.
You can understand why
villain
he is
to
where he
be.
is.
Well, it just makes him
Kinda.
like it makes him like a Naruto villain almost. Like it's just like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, not to the same level because they go way more in depth on Naruto's like villains' backstories. They usually had like a tragic thing. I mean, he did though. He
killed his family
had
by
the-
his touch. I mean, that's pretty
unintentionally,
tragic.
not intentionally.
that is tragic.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
like it's usually like.
Yeah.
I mean, like just years of like things
Yeah.
that like brought them to this
Isaac
game. It was
said,
like a
I'm sure
one
there's
instant
probably
thing. Like he was like, I want to be a hero. My dad hates heroes. I get this ability. I kill my family. I was like, whoa.
He wanted to be a hero.
Yeah.
To turn someone that was like a Midoriya that wanted to become a hero. It's literally like if
Two sides of
Midoriya-
the same coin.
It's if Midoriya was found by All for One. Like that's the story of Shigaraki.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're literally.
But we don't know about
two sides.
Midoriya's dad though either. So I'm like,
We don't know. We don't know about his dad, but like if he was found by him and was given this ability and killed his mom and like whatever, like I promise you, he's not going down the same path. It's so interesting to see what could have been for Midoriya in Shigaraki. So that adds so much to him, and I think he is actually a good villain now. Because before I hated him. So
I was just kind of like, what's gonna happen to make him
Yeah.
more relevant or more?
I like how they had other villains before he became like the main villain, because otherwise, like the show, I feel like would not have been as good as it was. Because you have, you have Overhaul and like all those people to like Stain. Yeah, you have them to like fill the gaps when Shigaraki's still just that annoying brat guy.
gaps that like you see Midoriya progress through.
Yeah.
Like, you see him become stronger against Shigaraki, against Stain, against all these people. He's progressing and growing. Shigaraki's always there though. Like the entire time, he's always there. Always
coming to finish the job.
Yeah.
Goes to Overhaul.
It's nice to know that he wasn't like that. I mean, he's the behind the scenes villain for like the first part.
We needed
Yeah.
Deku. We needed those villains though because we needed like it to build up to like what it is now. Like I'm sure Mario's gonna be done probably in the next year or two, probably, or maybe more. I don't know. But it seems like it's kind of like whenever anime gets to like big war that's gonna happen, it's like it's normally like towards the end of it. So
it's like with the main antagonist versus the protagonist, it's like where else can you go after?
Yeah. So
and he said this is the story of how
I become the greatest, number one hero or
and
whatever.
there's no heroes left.
When Endeavor
Which is like,
well,
so you're not actually the number one hero.
I mean, Endeavor's the number one hero right now. He's gonna take that spot easily.
I think he already has.
Probably.
As
I'm just
right now.
Yeah, but not officially.
Not just they haven't had the award ceremony. That's it.
Oh, okay.
They can't because they're not winning. They've only lost.
I like that they built up this world of heroes. Well, it wasn't. Here's the thing. It almost seems like the heroes were nothing without All Might.
No, they
it seems like that because as soon as All Might lost that spark, the villains were like, "Thank God."
They talk about he single-handedly basically like eliminated crime in Japan.
He eliminated organized crime in Japan.
Yeah.
All for One was crime in Japan. Like it was him. He created it. He was the organization, and One for All took that out and changed everything. It was such a kink in All for One's plan. Like it would have been so much worse had One for All not been there. So like it's so cool to see the predecessor of the two duking it out over this because it's literally just savior humanity versus the devil. It's so cool to see. So episode 1 off to a terrific start.
Really good.
I am so excited to see the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Speaking of good anime that are coming out though, Demon Slayer.
Ooh, yes.
Next season's dropping for us. I think it's Saturday.
Yeah, so you'll see this next week. Yeah.
So you'll see it. You'll see this episode next Monday. But I'm so excited for this season. After finding out what happened last season,
that cliffhanger
left off on a
when Muzan found out that because we thought we didn't know what to think, but I remember watching and I was like, "There's no way Nezuko's about to die, right?" Like, he's like, "Do I save this girl or to save these people, or do I save Nezuko? What do I do? The right thing to do is save these people." And he was like. It's like, oh dang, he chose he did the right thing, but Nezuko's dead, right? Wrong. She lived, and again, and the Muzan was like, "It's time," or whatever he said. Like he's like, "I'm with."
You finally see Muzan
attack, which is like terrifying because he was like playing with Tanjiro, like he was playing with him, like what was the first season when like he saw him in the crowd and he like turns around, he's like a family and kids.
I smell a demon.
Yeah.
Chases him, sees him, huh? And then Muzan turns around and gets flashbacks to whoever the dude is that he fought in the past with the scar and the earrings. that's just like that was so cool.
But he looked like such a family dad, a dad that was
Yeah, he just looked like a
with
normal
wife
dude,
and his
like,
kid.
what
What's
are-
going on?
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, so it had me tripping because I was like, oh, is that not the guy?
Well, I was
Oh,
confused.
what's going
like,
on here? Like,
Does
and then
he just have like a family just chilling?
is he like
too?
lying to them? Like what's
like,
they,
what is
and they haven't
happening with
even
all of that?
they haven't even explored that. They just showed us that and they never showed us it again. So I'm like, what?
Does he have a
But
daughter?
I thought he was a
Like,
great villain.
He's also the child in someone else's family. Like, he's living multiple lives.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't
Oh,
know how it
true.
works,
Yeah, I
but
forgot
he's
about that.
living multiple lives.
I have no
So
idea.
There's
what
a
do you
lot
guys
to
think?
unpack
I
there.
mean, last season was cool. I think because of the ending, it was
Mhm.
like kind of for me, kind of like just okay until that point. But what's your like favorite arc? Like, what was your favorite season so far? And like, why?
Well, we talked about this beforehand. If you can go first if you want to.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I think the entertainment.
You guys are the same, don't you?
Yeah, I think
I don't
maybe.
know.
No?
I mean, I will say Entertainment District. You can go on like why you think it's the best, but that's the best fight.
I was about to say. I think it's just the best fight, and there's just a lot of development of the characters in the whole arc too. Like, and the villains. I mean, the brother and the sister. You don't see that coming until it actually happens. I was like, whoa! Like you think he's gonna beat him, and all of a sudden, dude just comes out of nowhere and is like way stronger.
Right.
I'm like, whew. So
Exactly.
I think most of it is the fights. I mean, I like the Hashira too. He's probably not my favorite, but like he has a lot of depth to him too. Like you think he's using these wives just to do this thing, but then you see that he like truly cares about them.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's just like, I'm good.
We're all about polygamy here. I'm just kidding. No,
no,
I'm playing.
no.
No.
I'm just
not,
saying, like,
not even a little bit.
They just seem like kind of dispensable for like the longest time, and then all of a sudden, it's like, no, he's deeper than
Yeah,
that.
and that guy's voice was super annoying though.
I'm not. If you watch the
Yeah.
dub, you know what we're talking about. But
Yo,
it was like
But-
100% like what you're saying when Tengen first meets up with Daki, I think the girls that whatever the girl, the upper rank demon, just like beheads her. We're like,
Well, what?
we're
Wait.
halfway through the season, like we're episode 6.
I was so tight, man. I was like, obviously
It was
more is
that
happening. Stop
easy.
getting our hopes up like something cold happened.
It was like it was that easy.
Yeah.
The way they talked about how Hashira hasn't been, or not a Hashira, upper rank demon hasn't been beaten over 100 years, and how they've killed multiple Hashira over the years. To see him just behead her like that, and it's over. You're
Well,
like, what?
I knew
He's just like that already.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I knew
okay.
I knew it wasn't over, but it's like the
It was
twist
a
that
good
happened.
twist.
I
It
did
was a
not
good
see that
twist.
coming though.
To see the brother come up and like finding out in the season, like he would have been stronger if he just absorbed her into himself. But
There's
finding out the backstory between the two.
Dude, there was
why
a-
he loved his sister and how he was
And then I mean, it was kind of a touching ending to them too. So that was kind of nice.
The,
It was kind of weird, but
backstories for the demons being after they're killed is the craziest thing to me.
because then
It's like,
you're like,
You kind of
wait,
sympathize with them, but you wanted them to die the whole season.
yeah.
Yeah, what?
It's kind of a twisted way to do
the
things.
Spider, he was lower rank, a lower rank.
Yeah, but what?
The 12 Kizuki, he was like 7 or something. I don't know. Him like his whole thing with his family and like how he just wanted one.
Yep.
You find that out after he died, but you're like, okay, but you were a menace the entire time.
Yeah. But like, you're not that person anymore, so it's
Right.
fine.
Yeah, it's just
It's interesting.
it's very twisted that they make you feel bad for them after they're already
Yeah,
dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite.
You
I would say that's
you
probably my favorite arc.
sadistic writers.
So
arc.
yeah, I think the story just progressed really well. Good twists.
So that's not your favorite entertainment, or you're
I
torn.
don't know if it is my favorite.
Okay.
My
Favorite fights.
favorite
Favorite
fights.
fight scene for sure.
I think it's
Endgame
partly
versus-
because
Number 6.
I love the Demon Slayer fights the most of the show. Like the show, I like the show, but I think the fights themselves
that
make
last
the
fight was
show.
probably
Yeah, I
the
feel
best
you.
fight
To me.
One of the best fights in that.
It was.
Yeah, that's
it
what I'm
was.
saying. I think
it was
I think
a great
the
fight.
fights of the show make the show.
See,
in
I
my
don't
opinion.
have. I was telling I did this when we started it because I've said this many times before. We were watching Fire Force and I just wasn't feeling it. And I do want to finish it because I'm sure I'll like it a lot more than because I've watched so many more animes now and I feel like I might like a little more if I actually just finish it. But I liked. Anyways, we watched Fire Force. He said, "Let's watch Demon Slayer because he might like that one." We started watching it from the get go. I liked it. I was like, "Oh, this is entertaining." This kid's just out like about on the town. I don't know if he was working. I can't remember the first time he was working or something. He's on his way back home. Comes home, his family's dead. What the heck's happening? He goes back out in the woods and like I don't know if his sister was already Nezuko was already a demon or if, like he ran into her and she was a demon.
So he thought she was just dead. Like she was
Yeah.
on the ground. Like
Yeah.
his whole family was dead. And then as he's like running away, can't accept it. She like pulls up and says, "Oh my goodness, Nezuko, I thought you were dead."
And then she
and then but she didn't try and kill him, or
she did.
or-
Was
she went
trying to
hard
kill him
at
first.
Yeah.
And then the Hashira.
But what happened? Because the Hashira didn't kill her because
I think Tanjiro just
so Tanjiro
bags
was like
him.
fighting like, Nezuko, don't do this, whatever. And like you might see like a slight change in her eyes.
there was something that made her like.
Gyu pulls up and is like, I'm gonna kill this demon. And then Tanjiro's fighting for her
Yeah.
to stay alive against the Hashira. And then eventually, after he's like punched or kicked or whatever by Gyu,
In my life, I was like,
Nezuko jumps in front of him like, don't touch my brother. And that was like.
That's what it was. Okay, so something happened. I remember something happened on her, like that made you go, okay, like maybe she's different. But the whole time I was watching the scene, I was like, just kill her. Like, what's going on? Just kill her. Like, she's a demon. Just kill her. But then I didn't realize they were gonna actually make her like super.
That's the whole part of the
story.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. I was like, okay, but
Killer
what I love about that show is like, when you see the Hashira, you see a glimpse of how strong he's probably gonna become one day. You just assume the main character of the MC is gonna become something broken. So you see this guy is a beast. And I was like, I like the progression of the show too, like the way he finds out about demons, the way he finds out about like the Hashira, and like he starts training, all this stuff. I feel like it progressed relatively fast, and so the beginning of the show was so entertaining to me that I could not stop watching. So like it's almost like I guess the beginning of any show is what gets you into it, so that makes you love it, and maybe that could be your favorite arc. But my favorite, so it'd be between that, but it's probably not. It's probably the one where I can't remember what it was called. We were talking about it before. The train, and it's not. It's because of that guy, and honestly, it just makes me pissed off because I was just looking forward to him actually being their mentor. I was looking forward to him being their Kakashi, their Rayleigh. They're like, I was thinking that that's what he was gonna be, and he even like said that, like I want to, like he wanted to like mentor them.
Well, it's like he
like,
started off
train
not
them.
wanting that, and then
and then
like, all right, and then
season 1, and he seems like a positive. Like smiling, ha ha ha, laughing, like whatever. Like a good person, right?
And this, I was just like watching. Well, a few things. I'll go to the first part when like they were all sleeping or whatever, and just I did like this about the arc because we didn't know what it was, like what was going on. He's out here in a dream or whatever, and him having the willpower to kill himself without knowing that he was actually like, am I gonna actually die for doing this, or is this gonna wake me up from this thing?
You saw him almost actually kill himself because he woke up after doing it.
He's done it so many times.
So many times he almost did it again, but he was stopped. I think it was from Inosuke. I think, I'm not 100% sure. He was stopped.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Because he was just like confused.
Yeah.
The mental fortitude to continue to do that over.
Well,
and
they
killing yourself.
I think they say how many times he has to do it too, and it's like it's something absurd.
Yeah,
how many
and
times
so
he killed himself.
Seeing him do that, the willpower, that's some straight like Luffy, Naruto type stuff. Like I'm gonna just I'm gonna do it. Like I don't care like if it kills me literally.
Right.
Like I'm gonna do it. And so that was cool to see because it's something you want to see in any of your MCs, like the ability to just have the will to get things done and to like do whatever it takes to do that. Which was cool to see. I didn't necessarily love that arc where they're just all laying that part of the arc where they're just like laying in the train and like this demon is out here like toying with them. But it was cool to see him do that within that. Now on top of that, the mentor Rengoku, that's his name, right? He just seemed like such a, like you said, a positive, like go-lucky guy who's going to be a big part of their future, helping them get to the next level in life. And then him fighting, this is my favorite part of the whole arc, is when he fights the upper 3 ranked demon, and he's putting work on him. Let's just not get it twisted. He was stronger than that demon.
Oh yeah.
He like, I don't know if this is a controversial take or not, but he was stronger than the demon. The only thing keeping him is the same thing that's keeping Shigaraki, is that he has regeneration. That's the only thing. Because my man was going hard on this dude. Like he almost killed him.
He almost did.
And him dying just pissed me off. I think, that's definitely my favorite arc because I remember just having the most like emotional effect Yeah, everything about that arc just had me like, when he was chasing him, because the sun was coming up and he was like running away, and Tanjiro was not playing. He was like out for blood. How dare you? No, that was a good bit. That was a big moment. That was just like, okay, this show's gonna go somewhere crazy because you just pissed him off. He took someone that like meant something to him and someone that actually was good and this was the backstory with his brothers and his father and like all that stuff, and it was just like with Rengoku, I mean, and
hatred for demons increased so much because at this point it's like Nezuko could be saved, and maybe other demons.
Yeah.
But that moment was the moment where it was like, I'm gonna save my sister, but demons are evil. They're the epitome of everything I hate, and I will do anything to like gain strength to be able to prevent this from happening again.
Yeah.
And that was huge for Tanjiro.
I
still don't think it should have happened.
What?
Rengoku should not have died.
That I wish they wouldn't have killed him.
A move named after yourself. He said Rengoku, and then uses his final move, almost kills Akaza. And bro, I was so mad.
Like, I'm not saying that he had to win, but like they didn't have to kill him.
Could have just ran away. Like
it could have been like it could have.
He has like a brother that like looked up to him, and
Oh,
a father that was like whatever. Like it was just it hurt, man.
The father was kind of a deadbeat, right? Like, or like
he wasn't
former
absolutely.
Hashira.
Yeah.
Never really showed respect or gratitude towards Rengoku.
Yeah.
But then switched up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a great arc.
I did like that arc. I didn't like it the entirety because I didn't like some of the train stuff, but it did have like the moments.
The train stuff was the most annoying part, except for him.
The moments
there are
that there were.
parts, though, because
That's
there
what
are
I'm saying.
people making deals with the
Yeah.
demon,
Yeah.
to forever be put in a trance
Yeah.
where they're happy.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
At the expense of other people, like tying them up, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
having them.
There was
their
definitely
life sucked out
parts,
of them.
and there was
It
big
was
parts,
interesting.
but
You saw like the corruptness and humanity in those arcs. It was,
Yeah.
it was good. I
think
think there
I
were
had-
other good elements. But
I had
understand
just
what you're
I
saying.
had just
Yeah.
the greatest
But also-
emotional impact from that arc.
yeah, like I said,
And I
the
feel like
moments
that's
that
what
were,
gets
they
me-
were big.
But that's what gets me loving a show. Like and like obviously the fights, and I mean, you guys are like, we're talking about fights. You're all about the action and like the power, and like I am. But for me, I do care about story, and like with One Piece, it's like I enjoyed it from the beginning. I was like, this is super entertaining and fun. Like it's not my favorite. It's not like Naruto for me. Like I love Naruto. Like it immediately starts off deep with Naruto. Like this kid is just hated by everyone. All this stuff, the sinks on the swing. Everyone think he's nothing. You're nothing. You'll never be anything. And him like, I'm gonna be the next Hokage. Believe like, I love that. And so like with One Piece, when like there was nothing really crazy deep happening, and then we got to Arlong Park,
that's
and it was just like, oh, like this Nami girl who I just hated 2 episodes ago because she's betraying the Straw Hats, even though they're not really the Straw Hats yet. Like they are, but they aren't. And and it's like, excuse you. Who do you think you are? Screw you. And then like you find out everything that happened with Arlong. It's like, oh shoot, like
And then see Luffy, like the pulls up. Who's Arlong? He says who he is, punches him in the face.
But to see the what he can see in people, what Luffy could see in people, like he can like as dumb as he is, he can tell true character. I feel like just from first meet, and so that's why he knew that Nami wasn't who she was acting like, because we were like, what the heck is Nami doing after this girl? So I hated her. Isaac hurt. Like he hurt. He was watching me for like watching. He already knew. He was watching me watch it. And then like moments with like at Marineford with Ace and like even Chopper before that, like with seeing Chopper's backstory, it's like they get you connected emotionally, and then they show you like the fights. And it was Robin at Ennis Lobby. It's like she was taken by CP9. And then like they're getting back. Do you want to live? I want to live. Him going gear 2, going another level of strength because of that. In Naruto, like seeing the same things. Like there's a lot of elements of like when it gets emotional, and then like, which is why I got annoyed. What was it that I watched? There was an anime we watched, and like something crazy happened. Like it was Jujutsu Kaisen, and not to be the hater. I'm not trying to be a hater on JJK.
Okay.
But when what's his name? No, the main. Itadori, yes.
Yeah.
When Itadori was seeing his teammate, the girl, I can't remember her name, when she was when she got like stabbed or whatever. What happened exactly? Took her arm, touched her face, yeah. And he didn't get like a power up there from seeing like someone that was that he had his teammate, and maybe that's too what's the word? Too like repetitive or overdone or whatever. But that's what I love about anime. Like when I see Vegeta sing what's her name? His wife, Bulma, getting like swatted by Beerus or somebody, and he's like,
that was crazy.
and like those moments are the best thing about anime. Like
Something tragic. When something tragic happens, they get amped up.
I will say that was like after reflecting and seeing everything, being caught up in the manga, it's so disappointing. But like after reflecting on things, I was mad about that at first too, about him not like leveling up. Because why? because we're seeing other people do.
At least doing
things,
something.
do something.
Because he ended up beating him anyway.
I do like that we see like a human emotion in a moment like that. Because it's like anyone else after losing, like Gojo Seal, he's gone, right? Nanami just died in front of your face.
Mhm.
To see like Nobara potentially dead, like that's gonna break someone. Like you're not just gonna be like most people. Like this is obviously an anime. Like seeing realism in it was like cool to me. Seeing like,
but I feel like you said most people.
Go
Go ahead.
Anime, I get it. I love seeing the powers. I love seeing.
We're not talking about anime. I'm saying
like,
most people would be like that. Agreed.
Yeah,
but
seeing
would
that was kinda
Itadori's type of character be like that? I don't. Because some people on Earth wouldn't do that.
He's a positive character that just like cares about his friends and wants to have a good time. And he's a jujitsu sorcerer because okay, I can do this, sure. Why
But
not?
bro,
But, like,
before he was even a jujitsu sorcerer, he's at school, and this dude's like he's out here whacking demons with his hands, like
right.
or not demons, cursed
cursed
spirits.
Yeah.
Like it's like he came in like I'm getting business done. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like
But,
you're doing that for
he
people
had
that you
a
don't
real
even know.
connection with those people. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. He was fighting for people. I mean, obviously.
I feel like I've never been in that situation, but I promise you, I see you. I don't know if you guys, me and Isaac are brothers. If I see that happening to Isaac, I personally believe I'm going balls to the walls on whoever's creating that damage. Of course, I hate to see it, but like you did that, it's over for you. Like I feel like that's how I would. So. I'm obviously there's an emotional reaction. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be emotional, but like while I'm crying, I'm being I'm
I just think you might, you would probably react like that, but people are different. So seeing,
that's true. That's true.
Always see that happen. We always see that happen. So seeing for the first time it happened differently. JJK, because that's real. That's a real reaction that will happen for people.
Yeah, some people freeze up.
But then like the next moment you see like.
But didn't he try and attack? He just got whooped. He did.
After seeing Nobara, he was sitting there, and then Mahito like went and did the Black Flash. But like after that, like we see the brother, the good friend or whatever, come in and encourage, bro. Like we're gonna fight. We're the exception. We can fight against people like this. So it was like an uplifting moment. You see him taken down, but then an encourager coming up to lift him back up to do what he did against Mahito. So that I think that's good. But Demon Slayer does do such a good job of like the emotional aspect of things because we're seeing Tanjiro fight for his life to protect his sister, to protect her because people want to.
Yeah, I always like that. I always like that more.
To see that, but also just like living in this world where demons just want to hunt people just to eat them. Like that's
right.
Which is why the sacrifice that he gave by allowing Nezuko to die was crazy too. And like thinking she was gonna die
right at the end.
Yeah, so it's like
But Nezuko like pushed him. Like she was like, "This is the right decision."
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if he would have fully went through.
I don't think he would have done it. I don't think
he was.
But he could have ran back. He could have tried to run back and do something. But he's like, "All right, this is the right thing to do."
At that point, it was like Nezuko's making this decision. Like this.
I'll respect her wishes.
I do believe that. I think it was like Tanjiro was like, "Nah, she wants this to happen." So like,
it's a good show. Yeah. And I think people like a lot of people say this. People that say that Demon Slayer is only good because of the animation or whatever or the fights. I disagree. I think it is a good story. And you can say it's not as character driven as shows like One Piece or like Naruto or Black Clover or whatever, but it's the story is so good and impactful. And just thinking with your own brain, like a person wanting to protect a demon, and a demon is someone that eats people. That aspect of things is crazy. And seeing that happen and working is a crazy aspect.
Also, like the purpose
of the story. And I'm so excited to see the future.
Yeah, and my thing is this isn't a story that necessarily needs so many side stories, like or so much character development on like characters that are on the side, because the purpose of this show is for him to find a way to, I don't know if it's to make Nezuko human or like to help make sure cure her. Yeah. So it's like
that's adapting to more.
That's
than
what
just
he's trying to do.
That's
what he wants to do, right? And like and become a Hashira. Do it. Yeah, and like that's what he's doing, and so he meets cool people along the way. Obviously, you need to have side characters. You need to have this, but we don't need a whole like 12 like episode backstory on people that aren't necessarily what they're trying, their vision maybe. And like people, like One Piece be doing that. I love One Piece, but they be doing it too much sometimes. Like, all right, yes, and like or senior, yeah, it's like
that's a great.
It's a good backstory, but like we didn't. Yo, it's not. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry if y'all like One Piece and y'all getting mad. It's not. It's not the manliest fighting anime, bro. The manliest fighting anime is Kaido versus Luffy. That's the manliest fighting anime. Don't get me started. Or at least the man that's fighting One Piece. That's for sure. Like, don't ever say some nonsense. Senior, and I know y'all are trolling because you don't believe that. Yeah, you don't believe that
It's
Senior
deep,
Pink.
though.
It is deep.
It
because
is. It is. It's weirdly deep.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
don't-
Well, it's like I understand.
His response, he's broken. His response to do that, you have to be broken. Because he only got validation from dressing as the baby that he lost when his wife,
Yeah.
whatever.
I completely understand, and I think it was deep too. And I was like, oh shoot, I feel way
but-
more for this guy than I thought I would have. Yes.
That's one thing One Piece does, though. They make you feel like they made you cry for the Going Merry as it was burnt. Like,
Yo,
Yeah.
I promise.
Like,
Yo, I
they
didn't.
make
I
you
didn't
feel
cry
for
for that.
things you shouldn't feel.
I'm sorry, you guys. I did not cry for the Going Merry.
I got a
I
little
felt,
emotional.
I
didn't
felt
cry,
bad.
but
Yeah,
I
I
was
was like,
Well,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
I felt bad.
But for like an
For the-
inanimate
for-
object, just
For the
a
crew,
ship?
I'm people. No, here's the thing. I'm saying this because you don't know how many people like. I'm about to piss off the One Piece community. Like they
Oh, boy.
think that the Going Merry, and maybe they. Voda says it is. That's Bible, right? But like, the Going Merry is
I know
it's
what you're
a
about to
crew
say.
member.
I know.
Is a crew member, and like that's that it's just like anyone else in the crew dying, and like
There is a
blah blah blah
weird-
blah. And I'm like, okay, yes, they love their ship. I didn't think they loved the ship that much until that arc when the ship was no longer. Like I didn't think it was that deep. It was like it was their first ship for Usopp. It's deep because of what Kaya gave it to him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the
I
ship
don't
is
think-
kind of part of the crew. Like that's why they have their names. I think that's kind of a.
It's a
No.
weird thing because they made it seem like ships might have souls. I don't. It's very confusing. And I don't
Big,
know if I-
big,
Yeah, 'cause
Big Mom
no-
sure does.
because we saw in Skypiea.
Big Mom has this.
We saw in Skypiea this ship like, talk to Chopper. Like, we've seen it.
Oh,
You
facts,
know what I'm
facts. I
saying? So
forgot
it's
about
like-
that.
It makes it seem like they have souls and it is a part of the crew. Because if it has a soul, then you
Yeah,
would say
but
it's
even so,
But
it's
then
a
you
it's
see
a
the ship.
it's
and
a
the ship
ship,
comes to save them,
and
it's
I'm
obvious.
so grateful it
And
did
then
that.
The ship was like, "Thank you guys for the memory." I was getting burned. Like it was like
They do
it's
make you.
deep, it's
They do make you.
confusing, but
They make it seem
okay,
like
guys?
there is a little
It's
more.
a ship. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sonny. Where you at? Like, come on, man.
Oh,
No,
Sonny,
no,
where
no,
you
at?
I
wait,
will
wait.
say this. I will
The
say
Sonny's
this.
way cooler.
People might hate on me for saying this even, but the entire time they had the Going Merry, I was thinking,
When are they gonna get a
when are
better
they
ship?
gonna get a
When are they gonna?
I was
Here's the thing.
pissed,
Have you
bro.
seen the ships that these big
Dude.
pirates are on?
Yeah.
Even the Sunny is small compared to some people's ships.
But the
So
thing
I'm like,
is they also have like thousands of people crew, whereas like the Straw
Right.
Hats like
I mean,
have like 10
the
people.
main fleet doesn't have that many people. They can have like I remember there was I don't know if it was a filler because I watched it all and I didn't know what was filler.
Right.
But they were like trapped in some like dimensional rift thing. There was this giant ship that I thought they were potentially going to take, and I
Yeah.
was so excited, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And I remember just being insanely upset, like what in the world?
yeah.
Why didn't they take it? And that was just the whole thought process the whole time. So when they finally did with the Going, or not the Going,
Sunny.
yeah, Thousand Sunny. I was like, oh, man, this is a huge ship, way bigger than the
Yeah,
Mary.
way bigger, man. And then you see next to
and then we see Big Mom ship, right?
And it looks like a robot or a robo. It
Dressrosa,
looks like
we
a
see-
robo.
how?
we see-
What would Mary look like next to that ship?
I'm saying, bro, we see Big Mom ship in comparison. I said, all right.
Also, pause. Austin passed the 1,000 episode threshold.
Woo!
I had to let y'all know he's on One Piece. Kevin is at like 600. He got 600 episodes to catch up. But Austin, when we started this podcast,
here in like 2 weeks.
when we started this podcast, Austin was what, 400 maybe?
No, I was more than that.
Were you 500?
I was probably like in with Zoe or Zoo.
Were you on Zoe already when we started the podcast?
Yeah,
So that's what,
probably.
700?
No, I think about 600.
In the six, maybe late. 600s.
Anyways, this man watched over 400 plus episodes, and he's finally almost caught up with us,
We're
which is
almost-
so exciting. So we can
we're
actually
almost
talk
to
about.
Kaido foot.
Oh,
So close.
it's crazy.
I'm like
No.
20,
When he told me he was like, he randomly told us like last week, I'm at 970 or something like that. And we're like, you're in the nines already, bro? And so no, he's
It's just a crazy statement.
in the nines.
Dude, when I hit the 1,000 episodes, I was like, dude, I have not watched 1,000 episodes of like
I know.
of anything ever. Like that is nuts.
No, it's crazy.
Okay, so yes.
But anyways, that's why I like
Yeah.
about all the animes is that element. And so when Itadori didn't do that, you know what I mean? And that's why I love about Tanjiro is that like whenever you even try and step up to Nezuko, whenever you try and step up to someone he cares about, which is like a Luffy and Naruto type thing. Excuse you? You're gonna mess with my friend, you're gonna mess with my family. You can do that. And it is different. Yes, exactly. And it is different for each show. Like you can sit there and say the MC does that, and so they were being different with Itadori. And I'm not trying to hate on it. I'm not. I love Itadori. He's my favorite character in JJK. But I'm just like, whenever that happens, there's something in me. Like even Shinra when he went off, like even a Fire Force when he'd go off and just go like blitz and fire crazy. No, so it's like I love that, and that's my favorite thing in anime. When Vegeta, the guy who's always gonna be behind Goku, steps up.
You do that too,
Yeah,
bro.
wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Goes crazy.
So,
Goes
Demon
crazy.
Slayer is really good. That's a very good aspect of it. So,
You never even said your favorite.
I
Yeah.
didn't say my favorite. I'm not gonna go crazy long on this, but I think season one is my favorite. After thinking about everything, I feel like season one. I feel like it had the hook. It had
It got you.
the family.
It got you.
They made you attached to the family. Like, oh, we're just going, to get to sell stuff for the family.
It hurt way more.
He stopped at the person's house because it's not safe to travel at this time. Whatever. Stops there. Go in the morning. Whatever. Goes just to see his family dead. So if the guy didn't stop him, which makes you think like, who's this guy? I don't know. Stopped him. He would have been dead too, or turned into a demon like Nezuko. We don't know. To see
Wow, he would have been a cold demon for some.
the emotional weight that has on you to think if I just didn't listen to this guy and was there, I could have at least tried to do something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like that's gotta hurt.
I wouldn't have had to
hurts.
live with the hurt. He
Right?
would have
I
been
wouldn't
dead
have
probably.
Either I'd be dead or
Yeah,
I would
it
be
is
dead.
so sad seeing his cute little brother and sister
Yeah.
talking beforehand, seeing all the flashbacks of his family seems so tight knit, so close. And that for me, from the gate, coming out the gate, watching that, I was like, "What the heck? He better kill these freaking demons!
Real.
Go balls to walls! How dare they do that? To a family that was so tight knit and loving towards each other, and we're just in some village area where they just were living at peace amongst themselves, bothering nobody, and so."
I'm pretty sure they didn't believe demons existed.
They didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they knew.
They didn't
Because
know.
they
It was
talk
just
about
rumors.
well, yeah, because they're when he's staying at that guy's house, he's like, "Don't go outside," because and he's Tanjiro's just like,
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
No,
I'll do
yeah,
it because
sure.
You're putting it
Right.
yeah.
It was so cool.
Also,
to
isn't it
see.
confirmed that Muzan is the one that turned her, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muzan
So Muzan's the one that had to kill his family,
Yeah,
correct?
Exactly.
Why did you do that?
That's why
But
he
then we
did
got the
that stuff.
backstory. But then we got glimpses of him potentially being related to someone. This is getting into the current story, but don't they have glimpses of Tanjiro being related to someone that was
The guy
actually
that beat him.
that'd be yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so is that why he killed them?
Maybe.
And so we don't know stuff. But continue with I'm sorry,
No, but
I interrupted.
it's such a good show because seeing that, and then in the very
I'm getting all over the place.
you see a demon, and after hearing just the one guy talk about how demons are evil, you're like, now she has to die, and obviously she's not going to kill the main character Nezuko. She's not going to kill. So something's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have to kill her or whatever. Seeing the pinnacle of what a demon slayer can be, pull up and just effortlessly be able to fend off this demon. You're like, okay, you're seeing in the first season the upper echelon of people, and you're seeing his weakness.
Yeah.
And you're seeing the whole story. Like we talked before, Nezuko trying to defend Tanjiro it was just so cool. Seeing all that happen, finding out Gyu even he didn't have to let Nezuko stay alive. He made the decision based on her actions to be as a Hashira, I'm gonna be okay, there's something different about this girl. Let's see what happens. That it's just so cool to see. And then seeing for the first time for me, a training arc has never been done like this. My hero is really fast. Don't get it twisted. My hero is really good with training arcs.
Really good job.
Was better to me, I feel because we're seeing bro progress within an episode a lot. And
But it seemed realistic.
Rushed.
It didn't seem rushed, yeah.
So good.
Well,
they explain very well.
They cover a lot of time in a
steps.
one episode thing. They just kind of fast forward. I did this for however
His hair
long.
got longer.
Yeah, I did
and
this
he
for
grew,
however
yeah.
long, and it explains how he got stronger, but it doesn't feel
sometimes
dragged out.
Sometimes it shows that'll feel rushed. Okay, how did we get here? It always makes sense the entire time, and then the whole thing where the guy's you're gonna train running up the hill with all these traps or whatever. And
Well, it's just physical
the
strength,
final
which
test
made
is
it
gonna be
realistic.
You destroying, splitting this rock with your sword, and then those fights and meeting those people, the guy with mask or whatever. You're thinking he's actually talking to people.
That was kind of crazy.
Super okay, he's meeting other people that are like him, training with them, and finding out that they were ghosts helping him or whatever. We don't fully understand that.
Yeah.
They were helping him.
That was interesting.
That was
rock. It was super cool, but it was even more cool when we find out in that season when he fought the giant demon that had absorbed all these young people that were trained by that guy. Another one of what's his face's people, I can tell by your robe or whatever. Seeing Tanjiro beat that thing that defeated the ghost Ghost Girl and Guy and all the people in the past
Yeah.
was so like
Satisfying.
It was so satisfying.
Isn't that when
happen.
he cuts the rock? Is when he cuts the demon or whatever?
No,
or no?
when he cuts the rock is when he beat the ghost guy.
Yeah.
Like he just thought he beat him. But
That's
then
what I'm
he looks
saying.
up. I'm talking when he fought the demon.
Oh, okay,
that
my bad.
killed
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Killed the
Yep.
ghost
I'm getting
guy and
him.
all the people beforehand.
Yeah, I'm
Seeing
getting
that
mixed
was
up.
so
Is it bad that
satisfying.
I watched this was a year or two ago and I'm like, what? I'm like, when I just saying I remembering it, but I can't just sit there and like quote. I watched too many animes lately.
Yeah, but this demon guy, like, he seems at this point unbeatable. Like he has protections against
He's
his
ugly.
neck. He has ugly dude, big body,
Ugly.
with arms around his neck protecting himself. Like you think this dude's unbeatable. And seeing Tanjiro, this progression, beat this
But work
was so tough. And then just everything for him meeting.
That's very satisfying.
From him meeting Zenitsu and Inosuke. Like,
And he met the guy who was in the most current season during that time period.
And
I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about. With the gun.
In the gun.
Yeah.
Whatever. All of that was just so good, and they did such a good job of setting up the future.
Yeah.
And just,
See, I knew there's a reason why I mentioned that the beginning of that show. Yeah. That drew me in so heavy.
Well, they did such a good job.
Yeah, that drew me in so heavy.
First seasons of anime you'll ever see. Like, that's how you know, like, so many new.
Well, that's what got people into like Demon Slayer,
yeah.
and like I remember hearing about Demon Slayer. So many people were telling me they were watching Demon Slayer, and this is before this. I had only watched My Hero and Naruto at this time, and I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up. But like I was never like thinking I'm gonna get crazy in anime. I was like, oh, these are just good. Like I like Naruto because I love ninjas when I was a kid, and I still love ninjas and like fighting in the martial arts. And so I like Naruto again. Dragon Ball Z is just like nostalgic and like the power scaling. The power is crazy, and I'll always love Dragon Ball Z. And in My Hero, superheroes. I love superheroes. I love Marvel and DC, so I'll watch My Hero. And then, we get into like demons. I was like, I'm never watching Demon Slayer. This one's stupid. Ooh, demon! Like, I don't want to watch that. It's demonic. Whenever I go, and then I watched. I was like, oh, hold on. I started watching all these shows. I'm like, this is kind of cold. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
There's something here.
Yeah.
So I'll say this: best fights for me, season 2 with Tengen in the Entertainment District. That's like one of the best fights to me. Number 2 fight would be Rengoku and that Mugen Train. Best storytelling and set up for the future season 1, like that. I have to love that. That has to be my favorite because without season 1, like I'm not watching season 2 and 3. Like, it was such a good season. It wasn't like such a set up season that like everything else was lackluster and I didn't care about the characters, but like it was such a good balance of setting up but also good storytelling along the way. Like it didn't feel like anything was lacking. Good action, good world, but like it was good. So
I agree with you on season 1. Everything you said about that, I think I'd flip the other two because the Rengoku fight, the emotional depth that held for me, and the fight itself, the 1v1, like just them. Because like with Tanjiro, well, my thing is like, I like that he was facing him by himself. Like I always like, even like with Luffy and like any other character, I don't like when someone else is intervening. I want it to be 1v1. I want you to overcome that person. Obviously, he ended up losing, but it was still cool to see that he was clearly stronger. It just that he couldn't regenerate. So
wouldn't have won without Tanjiro being there. Like Tanjiro,
yeah, exactly. So all these there was a team effort, which was definitely entertaining and definitely cool to see.
Do you
but
think Tanjiro was as strong as he was in the Entertainment District? He would have been able to help Rengoku in that fighting against Akaza?
Probably.
But, okay, so
no, because that was upper 6.
Upper rank 6 and Akaza's 3. So do you think that would have bridged the gap because he got stronger? Do you think
if he was as strong as he was in the Entertainment District, I mean, I feel like he could have done enough to like throw 3 off, possibly. But 3, I mean, that's 3 levels higher than 6. So, and I think there's.
He beat 4 or 5.
Well, if he was that strong, then he definitely could have done damage with 3. If it was because well, guys, we gotta remember.
We don't know that
between
4 and 3.
But we do know Rengoku was already stronger than him. So if he just had a little help, he was clearly stronger than upper rank 3.
Rengoku said you can't fight. I'll fight him alone because you get in the way.
Yeah. So Rengoku was stronger than upper rank 3. He just couldn't regenerate. If he could regenerate, it would have been over. And so if he had the help of Tanjiro at the physical prowess that he has now, definitely I feel like they could have won. Unless Rengoku just count.
Season 4,
easily. I think easily.
Yeah, because he was already stronger. So just having that extra flesh that is allowed to be ripped in a moment. Even if there's
somewhat of a gap between like 4 and 3, I feel like you're at least going to be helpful.
Even if there's a gap, it doesn't matter because Rengoku was stronger than him. I think. No,
I
a gap,
agree.
a gap does matter. The only reason why the gap doesn't matter to me is because he ran out who was stronger than him.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you'd be helpful enough to.
Because Tanjiro was not upper rank 6 level
No.
at all. Like Tengen couldn't match it to the extent because like he's fighting against poison, which is such a stupid ability. I hate people that use poison.
Then go in.
It's literally anyone. It makes me so mad when you're using poison because it's like you're not actually strong. You're just weakening me with your stupid
Yeah,
poison. Like you're not overpowering
I hate
me,
that too.
You're weakening me. So he's fighting poison and all that. So he's probably equal level with upper rank 6. But then with Tanjiro,
But it's hard for me to even think. It's hard for me to even think that Tanjiro or anybody that uses someone else or has someone else help them beat someone that they are at that level. I will always think you're just not and you can narratively make it to where they're not because it wasn't by themselves, they had help with someone else, so they're not actually as strong as that person. Which is so like it's annoying to me.
I wouldn't say Tanjiro's as strong as upper rank 6.
He's not.
No.
I wouldn't think so either. But like people will say, he beat him.
Beating isn't enough. It's like how you beat him.
Exactly.
Because
Well, that's why people say things about Kaido and Luffy. They'll be like, Luffy's not actually stronger than Kaido because Kaido was holding Onigashima, and he was like he had gone through all this damage. And what I'm saying is, people will always say you didn't fully win something because of the things that happened prior to that.
Matter. Those factors do matter leading up to it.
Like Naruto, he beat Pain.
Oh yeah, Naruto beat Pain.
Naruto beat everyone. He beat Gaara.
Argue that Kurama did.
Naruto.
Whoever thinks that is absolutely wrong. That's crazy.
Honestly,
that's crazy.
Naruto beat.
I think he had the ability to beat Pain.
Here's the thing.
If he knew everything.
Here's the thing.
And, know,
Naruto. It's like this. Kurama is a power. He's a spirit that Naruto took possession of by his kindness and understanding of the person that was sealed into him. So like it's an ability. Like Kurama's like an ability essentially. Like obviously he's his own being, but he's like an ability.
Yes.
He's an ability that is infused into him. So there.
Kurama was just trying to lend him strength so that he could break his seal and break free of it.
At that point?
Yeah. At that point, yeah.
Or was it?
It wasn't until the war arc where they became friends.
Really?
Yeah, because doesn't he go?
No, didn't they bond after?
It was way
after he met his dad. Didn't they bond after that?
Not after the first time.
No,
because when he's fighting Pain, he goes like, doesn't he go like 4 to 5 tails or something crazy?
I think he released 5 or 6. I think he released 6.
Okay, yeah, he's like half.
Freaking nuts.
That he was leaking his chakra and like giving it to him in those moments because he wanted to loosen the seal enough that he could break free of Naruto. So in that moment, Kurama was lending him his strength so that he could break the seal. But he did lend him his strength. So that's why people are like, okay, did Naruto beat him or did Kurama?
Well, even still, then the fact that proves that he didn't give him like everything. He leaked some strength to him.
He couldn't because it was sealed. So he wasn't able to give him his full strength.
Which that gives Naruto more power, right? Because he couldn't leak. He couldn't because it was sealed. You said
it's just the power he used was Kurama's. But even without that, Sage Mode was enough to beat 3 of them by himself.
Sage Mode plus Rasengan plus Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is the things that he used majority of the time.
Once you start taking off the pains, it's like you beat him slowly because like it was all of them together that was the reason he was so strong. Once you start beating them one by one, it's like they start to lose how strong they are.
The pain that was able to bring people back, bring his pains back, he wins.
But it's like nobody says that about Gaara. Like, he had the one tail. It's like, Gaara. Well, it's not Gaara. It's whatever. I don't even know the name of his. He lost. But like, when he beat Lee, like, I mean, he beat like all these people. When Gaara beat Lee, they weren't like, it was the beast. It wasn't. Huh? He didn't use. What was his beast ability? What was his beast ability? What was his beast ability?
It wasn't until he remember he would go.
What was
the beast would when he fought, it was like Naruto with Gaba Kichi or whatever as the frog that turned into a fox to fight against Gaara, who was the one-tailed fox manifestation, but it was like him limp on top of it. That was the only time we saw, or his hybrid mode against him.
But how do we know he didn't leak? Oh, I guess I didn't say it, but like, can't you leak chakra?
Tail beast power. But until he went limp, that was the time it was.
So he's not using the Jinchuriki to any capacity prior to that?
It was hybrid mode, yes.
No, I'm talking about before, like in anything that ever showed.
Against Lee, no.
So was Naruto?
Against Sasuke, no, he didn't use it. So he might have.
He didn't use it?
After Sasuke attacked him, with his Chidori. I think he was trying to get into it, but then Sasuke attacked him with Chidori and stopped him. But like when he was fighting Lee, the sand that like comes up that just automatic defense, we found out was his mother's love, was the protection. It wasn't the tail beast. It was like his mother's will to like protect him.
Okay.
That was the.
Man, he's the only one that has his mother's will, huh? Mother's will just doing things for him.
They tried to explain things off later on because it was like, how did that actually work?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It was just say it was a ginger Cherokee.
It's like the same as in Harry Potter. Like the reason that
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah.
The
entire plot of Harry Potter is that. Yeah. The entire plot.
Yeah. Okay. One thing is, if you're gonna sit there and take away people, like, okay, like no. If you're gonna take, but even still, like, he is the Nine-Tailed Fox. Like it's him. It's in him. Like that's something that's infused with him. That's what people hated about him, is that he was that. So like, we're gonna take that away from him. Okay, fine. Like they're just like Naruto's weak then. Like Naruto can't do anything then. Not because guess what? Oh, guess him versus Sasuke before Shippuden, he would have lost. He's not strong because of Kurama, and he's like, what's the purpose? Like giving a main character something to make them stronger and to make them like unique and different, and then like using that thing they use to like negate their ability and strength. It's like, okay, well then it's like whatever then. What's the point of this conversation?
In the instance of pain, he had zero control.
Yeah, so it's not. It is not literally. It's literally not him. Yeah.
It is him.
Him versus Sasuke. No, I'm not talking about the final battle. I'm talking about the first one.
He had complete control over that.
Naruto had full control.
He was fully conscious, had control over the power, but against pain, he was not conscious. It was just
not the whole end of it. He wasn't not conscious, right?
The end of it, he like talked to him. It was just like, like I want to kill you, but explain to me whatever, yada yada yada. And then
no, not the after fight. I mean, when he beat Pain, Naruto wasn't conscious.
When he was Nine-Tails mode.
Yeah, was he Nine-Tails the whole time, or did he? Because
he said he's and like Pain was running for his life. He was in the Nine-Tails.
Yeah,
really didn't. I thought he started using like shadow clones and like Rasengan.
At the beginning, yeah.
That was sage mode. When he beat him, he wasn't using it anymore.
No.
I need to rewatch it.
It was like because he didn't like officially.
He didn't go.
When he beat the last Pain, the like actual last one after defeating him with Kurama, he might have beat the last one.
I could have sworn he was using Rasengan. I could have sworn he was using Rasengan.
They're flying around in like.
I gotta rewatch that fight because I could have sworn he like beat them with like Rasengan and shadow clones.
No, he might have the last Pain because the rest of them were defeated. It was only the one that had already pushed them. That was the one that was running. I think he might have beat him with Sage Mode. You might be right because he came out after meeting his dad.
Yeah.
With Sage Mode.
Okay.
Like, yeah, because last Pain and then he might have.
Okay.
Afterwards.
We're supposed to talk about Demon Slayer. This is the first time we went off into Naruto for a long time. Nobody's like,
quite the tangent.
I love it though. No, it's fine. You guys, all these animes. This is why we love anime. This is an anime podcast. This is not a Demon Slayer podcast. It's not a My Hero podcast. It is an anime podcast where we talk about all the animes that we love, and we can always find similarities from other animes, and that's why we'll sit there and use it as like comparisons or like as a way of like understanding, because that's how we can do that with each other. Like, oh, this is why I love about this character because it also reminds me of how I love these two other characters, and this is why we all like the characters that we like because of their similarities in this one aspect. Right. Like I like Luffy and Naruto for similar reasons, but they're not the same character. Anyways, so that's So, do you got anything else, guys? Do you have anything else we want to talk about?
No, I think we're good. I think we.
Was there anything else on the list?
We could talk about. I feel like we said everything we want to say about.
I feel like we could talk about favorite characters, but I feel like we kind of all said. I mean, and like we said before too.
Well, we could do it real quick.
Well, it's just not super character driven, so it's like
favorite character is Tanjiro or Muzan. That's it for me.
Yeah,
I like Nezuko too.
I like
or Rengoku.
I like Inosuke just for his bullheadedness. He's obnoxious, but I love the fact that he just straight up made his own breathing technique.
I wish Kev said he loved him. I wish Kev said he loved him just so I could be like, it's Eren Yeager, right?
No, he's straight Zenitsu.
I know. Yeah, that's wild, yo.
Yeah, as long as it's asleep. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I don't love Inosuke as like a character, but I do respect him. That beast breathing is his. I
feel like he's just cool, chill demeanor.
Yeah.
The fact that he was willing to give Nezuko a chance when all the other Hashira, when they first saw him, like, let's kill it. Like,
yeah, that was cool.
It adds depth to his
respect.
Character because he's like, okay, what about you gave this girl a chance? I want to know more about you, and I want to know how strong you are. After he beat one of the spider demon people with dead calm, and that was tough. Like he's one of my favorite characters, and if not my favorite. So I definitely want to see more of him. So
hopefully they do show. Hopefully they do show more of him. I feel like he just kind of got the back.
They have been showing I feel like they've been showing Hashira's like one or two.
When there's whenever they get to
come back.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
Because they just show what the love Hashira.
In the Miss Hashira.
In the Miss Hashira. I do like the Miss Hashira after towards the end when they explain why he is the way he is and everything. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, because he comes across as just so unlikable, and then at the end it's all right, we figured it out again. You got some depth too, all right. So
the thing about the Miss Hashira, bro, after figuring out, we talked about this before. After figuring out the flames and the water and the mist that you're seeing, you're not actually seeing it, and it's a breathing technique, a sword technique, and the way you use it is as if you're using flames or as if you're using water. How on earth do you use mist breathing? How on earth is there a sword technique? If you watch the fight against the upper four, or upper whatever one it was, how on earth is the demon where do you go? It does not actually miss there. That actually pisses me off. I'm so mad about that. But that's my only beef with the Miss Hashira. Because that's it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, his breathing, his character at least
he's cool.
Yeah, you at least figured it out. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's hard for me to pick an actual favorite character just because I don't think a lot of the characters are super great. Rengoku's a cool guy, but he's dead, so it's I pick him really? No.
He was good while he lasted.
But I like Inosuke. I don't like his character, but I respect him because he just does his own.
You like
thing.
Tanjiro or no?
I like Tanjiro. Yeah.
I don't love him. I like Nezuko.
I
like Nezuko. I like her just defensive for her brother in any situation. Her getting livid whenever something's happened to him and she just goes crazy.
When she went full demon mode against that.
She became a grown woman. I don't know.
Oh my.
Fighting against Taki. That was cool.
That was.
I love their familial bond.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Even the first time you're seeing her use blood, whatever it is, manipulation or whatever.
That's a cool ability.
When it was Tanjiro and her versus that spider demon, and her using her blood arts or whatever, that was tough.
That was cool.
In combination with Hino Kamikagura, that was super cool. So Nezuko's a cool character.
I like Nezuko a lot. I feel like she's because she doesn't talk at all.
I don't.
Now that she can talk, we're gonna find out more about her.
Dude, I don't fully get her. She's a tiny child 1 second.
How old is she actually?
Full grown female.
I think they showed it in the beginning, but I don't remember.
She's younger than Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just it's all over the place, and I'm I don't understand what is going on with all of that. I know it has to do with her probably demon. I don't get it. What is going on?
I get it. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't get it either.
Yeah, it's
I feel like she was given insane amount of Muzan's blood. And I feel like she's probably gonna be insanely strong.
Yeah, I mean, and we have seen it from Muzan, the fact that he is the
potential is upper, at least upper 3. I feel like we don't know much about upper 1. All we know is that he has the same scar or whatever that Tanjiro has, and the same person that beat Muzan has. So I think the potential for Nezuko being from that bloodline is probably up there, crazy.
When she went full demon mode, she was putting in work on that guy.
I wonder if he is the guy that beat Muzan.
I don't think he is. I think he's a
what
relative.
if he is?
I think he's an uncle or a brother.
And he just turned him or something.
I'd be pissed.
Convinced him to turn him or something. Or he died, or right before he was about to die, he turned him or something.
I don't know if I'd love that twist either.
It'd be interesting though. That'd be
depending on how they explain it.
Well, yeah, well, it could be. But if he did it right, that could be a very interesting storyline.
You think he'd get flashbacks if it was the person he turned? Why would he be worried if he was able to turn the person that beat him? Why would he be worried about a Tanjiro? Just turn Tanjiro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I could have been willing full turning.
It was a brother or something, a jealous brother that was upset with how powerful he was and was seeking power.
Could have been.
We don't know. I mean, I don't read the manga, so
I almost read the manga, but you convinced me not to because he said the anime's coming out soon. So I was like,
next week.
Well, now it was months ago.
I told you when it came out.
Huh?
I told you when it came out.
No, I'm saying you told me months ago that it was coming out.
Going to this week to week life crap.
It's so hard.
It's rough, dude. I haven't watched anime week to week ever, and
I kind of hate it.
It's tough.
Like I like binging like Free Run and like Mashal and like all these like having seasons at least like 25 episodes and 28 episodes,
It's
and
tough.
now I'm like I'm literally caught up on everything. I'm like, what do I watch now?
It's super hyped
I'm
to
like-
watch an episode, but if it's like a kind of a disappointing episode or
It's
like
like,
a slow episode,
gotta wait a week.
You gotta wait a whole nother week to like
One
have
Piece.
something exciting.
I hate
Y'all be
finishing
pissing me
that
off.
episode. I hate finishing it, but I'll tell you what, when you're like about to watch it, and
It's
you're like,
super,
like, oh my god, this new episode come out. That's one of the best.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like it's love hate. It's love hate.
Yeah,
for me.
no,
It's just
I-
when you
no,
get- when you
no,
watch 20
I'd
20
rather have
minutes of-
500 episodes left.
20 minutes of like just slow, nothing truly happens in an episode. You're just like,
It's because some animes don't fully like. They should just anime. It should be 100% like. You have to have a chapter in the episode, like a full chapter.
oh
If you
god, I
watch,
don't know. That'd be
Mushoku Tensei or Jobless Reincarnation. This second.
No, that's,
season,
he watches.
second
That's
coring,
how you know he watches anime right there.
A lot of people. Watch
Whatever he just said.
Prettiest gray
No, I'm just saying this is how you know he watches it. The way he just pronounced those names. He speaks Japanese.
All I'm saying is, if you watch it and you watch his last like 3 or 4 episodes, it's like pulling teeth because it's like, okay, when are we gonna get to the good stuff? Because I'm getting actually mad. These past 3 episodes,
dude.
even
Even watching,
I've heard this next episode is gonna come out. Is
dude,
crazy,
even
but
watching One Piece, like binging through it, some of these episodes.
Yep.
I'm like,
I was just saying that.
oh.
it's true, it's
They'd
true.
be
Yeah,
pissing.
I've been like, oh
They be
no, did
pissing
I
me
just
off.
really wait a week and this is what we got from it? Like,
Oh, you'll get
Bro,
that some
I
more.
haven't felt like that with Egghead. I feel like so far. I think everyone's been pretty good.
I definitely felt like that with one Egghead episode or 1 or 2 episodes. Not that they were like terrible. It's just like when One Piece, like I said this the other day or the other episode. When One Piece is good, it's like crazy good.
peak.
It's like
top.
what? But then they'd be doing like when we heard when we learned something about the Gorosei or something, they say something about how they're fearful about this thing because and like hints to something that they've hinted to 700 episodes ago. Like you're like, oh shoot.
The problem with them hinting
This
at anything-
is crazy.
the
They're
problem with
about to
them
reveal
hinting-
something, and then we get the most like unrelated like episode next, and it's like okay.
That's what I'm saying. When they hint at something, you don't know if it's going to be like 2 episodes from now, or you don't know if it's going to be like 100 episodes later that they actually reveal anything.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So it's like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
like
it's
that.
so brutal.
They'd be pissing me off. Love the show, pissing me off for sure. But guys, yeah, no, this was fun. Demon Slayer, we weren't even sure we were gonna go very long. We went over an hour, so that's cool. Guys, let us know what you think about the new episode of Demon Slayer in this comment section, and then we're gonna let you know what we think about the newest episode, the first episode of this current season. It's 4 or 5 seasons. 5th season. What season is it?
I mean,
It's
including the movies, it's confusing, but I think it's like 4.
Okay, so yeah, let us know what you think about the current season premiere in the comment section, and we'll let you know what we think. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Kevin will hopefully be here for the next filming, and yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.